What are you eating? What are you eating? What she is eating? Look what are you eating? Can I see what you're eating? Can I see? She's eating this one. She really likes it. So guys, while I'm going through my comments, I told you I'll be trying as much as possible to answer your questions because I want to make sure that I'm interacting with my viewers. And in today's video, I'll be discussing, or we're going to be discussing together. There is a lady, I'll tag her somewhere there. She said that she's a Kenyan right now in Turkey, and her resident permit was denied, and then she want to get married, like she has someone, they want to get married. So she was asking, can she get married here in Turkey, or will the marriage certificate help her, like in terms of actually living and staying here? Now I'm gonna be diving in and I'm gonna be giving you my honest review or view or opinions or comments, and just talking about it everything, so that I'll also give you some guidelines so that you can fall. And also, like I always say, I'm just giving my own opinions. You can go ahead and do your own research and also your own conclusion and decision. So welcome while I'm drinking some winter tea. Now, before we continue with our video, I just wanted to make sure that I'm actually giving you an advice like a sister. Are you getting married, or do you want to actually get, or were you asking this question because you want to stay legally in Turkey, or are you doing this because you love this guy? Because if you're using this guy just to stay in Turkey, then that is very wrong. I'm sure that you understand what I'm saying. Now, let's go ahead and actually look into ideas and also find out what are the documents, what are the requirements to get married here in Turkey. The very first thing I'm gonna say, if your visa or maybe your resident permit has been denied, maybe you came here and you came maybe on a touristic visa, or depending on which one you came in, I'm sure it must be touristic visa, and then it got actually like it got expired, or you applied for resident permit and it got denied. Now, the very first thing I'm going to tell you is that depending on the situation, okay, if you are aiming at getting married to a Turkish person and your resident permit has been actually rejected, it means you cannot get legally married, okay? You cannot proceed with the legal requirements, because one of the requirements for you to get married is for you to have a resident permit. How will you get that certificate, like marriage certificate, without a resident permit? So I'm gonna just go through some of the things that you're gonna be needing. First, you have to work on your resident permit. Get the resident permit, and then if you are thinking of getting married, then start the legal process of getting married, which is another thing that has also, it requires documents, okay? Some of the documents you're gonna get them from your country. For instance, you are Kenyan, you're gonna get them from Kenya or from the embassy of Kenya. They're gonna help you to get the papers. Now let's dive in and see what are some of the requirements that are needed, okay? So, like I was saying, you have to make sure that you are getting the application to get married, and you cannot do it alone. You have to do with your spouse or your boyfriend, your Turkish boyfriend or spouse. Let me use the word spouse, or maybe boyfriend or fiancé. Let me use the word fiancé, okay? Fiancé or fiancé or fiancé, whichever word. I'm sure you understand. You're gonna have to apply for the application to get married, or to get the marriage license. And what are the documents that you're gonna be presenting for you, like the two of you, to show that you want to get legally married here in Turkey? The very first one, you're gonna need to make sure that you are presenting your passport. As a Kenyan, you have to make sure that you have your passport ready, and also you have your birth certificate, okay? That is the second one. The third one, you're gonna have to present your birth certificate, yeah, the second one, you're gonna have to make sure that you are actually getting your boyfriend's birth certificate, your boyfriend's passport, and something else you have to make sure that you are getting as a Kenyan now. Even other countries, you have to make sure that you are presenting a certificate that shows you are still single, you are ready to get married. Or if you already, maybe you were in a relationship, you have to present that divorce decree. Okay, now even to your spouse, or maybe not spouse, maybe your boyfriend, the man that you want to get married to, you're gonna be needed to present the decree for divorce, or maybe to show that he's still single. Mostly they normally say decree for divorce, okay, if he had previously gotten married. Okay, so next thing, or another document that you're going to be presenting, you as a Kenyan, and also for your fiancé, you're going to be making sure that you are actually presenting the resident permit. And that's why I was telling you, if you don't have a valid resident permit, it's going to be a very big problem for you to proceed with the marriage issue, or for you to actually say that you want to get married here in Turkey. Okay, your boyfriend gonna be required to present his resident permit, and also you gonna be required to actually present your resident permit. Okay, so those are just the documents that are actually needed for you to do the application to getting married, like to get the license to get married. Now, after you have done that, you're going to be required, maybe the marriage license has come out or the application has been successful, you're gonna go ahead and start the process of getting legally married now. And what are the documents needed? Remember, in all this, your passport, your birth certificate, and some other documents, they're gonna be notarized or be translated from English or from the foreign language to Turkish, and there are some costs. I'll be telling you later in my video some of the costs that you're gonna be getting in. Okay, so what are the documents, or what are some of the documents that you're going to be presenting once you have applied for marriage certificate, or maybe during the ceremony for marriage here in Turkey? Let's dive in. Something I have to note is that you're gonna be getting married in a civil ceremony. In Turkey, they normally do the civil ceremony, and in most cases, civil ceremonies here in Turkey, they are actually performed by a municipal council, or at a municipal area, or depending where you are living at municipal area. I think you understand what I'm saying. Okay, so what are the documents that you're gonna be presenting? Okay, now we are going to the next step of getting your marriage certificate, the one that you are talking about. You are saying that it's going to help you be legally in Turkey. Now, for you to get that marriage certificate, remember, you're going to be having a civil wedding at the municipal area, or depending on where you are living, or the city that you are living in, but at the municipal place. Now, the documents that you're going to be presenting, remember, like I said, they're going to be translated. If they are in English for you, they're going to be translated in Turkish. Now, the documents are your passport, okay, your fiance's passport, your marriage license, or the application that you had done previously at the first, and then also you're gonna be presenting the resident permit. Okay, now your resident permits. Okay, those are some of the documents. I'm not sure if we have other documents that are gonna be required, but depending on, everybody has a different situation, or you might have different situations, so it's gonna depend. But in most cases, those are the documents that you're gonna be presenting at the municipal for you to get that certificate for marriage. Okay, like during the ceremony, or during the civil ceremony. Okay, once you gotten your marriage certificate, congratulations, you are a Turkish wife, or you are married to a Turkish wife legally. Now you have to get the resident permit. Oh, I was forgetting, during that time, you're gonna be also required to go with your witnesses. Like during the wedding day, you're gonna be required to go with the witnesses. Normally, there are 2 witnesses. Now, the reason why I'm just saying this one, during the civil ceremony, you can do it like a big wedding or small wedding, but preferably, if depending on your situation, you can just do it like a small wedding. Okay, now once you have gotten everything, your marriage certificate, is now time to apply for the residence permit. So for you to get the residence permit, once you are getting, like, you have gotten married here in Turkey, you're gonna be presenting, first thing you're gonna be needing to present them the marriage certificate. Okay, the one that you did a wedding and then they gave you, it's normally in a red, something like that. Okay, so you're gonna present that one. That is the first document. You're gonna be presenting your passport. Okay, your valid passport, remember it must be valid. Okay, something else is your spouse, now your husband, or your spouse passport. You're gonna be presenting that one also. Now something else is actually your Turkish spouse resident permit, where you're gonna be living, and or not, yeah, a resident permit, and also where you're gonna be living, the address and everything. Something else is actually proof of income. Okay, how will you be, like, how will he be taking care of you, or how are you, the two of you, how are you going to do? In most cases it depends on the man, because he's the one getting, like, marrying you as a foreigner, so he must present the proof of income. Okay, a source of income in most cases. And also, just something that I have forgotten, during the application for marriage, you're gonna be going, you will be requested to undergo medical examination. Okay, medical examination, so just remember that. Okay, something else, they gonna be required, or you're gonna be required to actually, your spouse gonna be required to give the divorce decree if he had previously gotten married. Okay, just to show that he has really divorced the first wife, because in Turkey, in most cases, not in most cases, but legally, it is only one wife who the government recognizes. Okay, yeah, that is what I wanted to say. And also something else, you're gonna be actually, he's gonna be representing proof of housing, where you're gonna be living, like the address, and just explain everything. Okay, so those are some of the documents that you're gonna be required. And I'm not sure, like I said, you have to do your research. We are in 2023, and things keep on changing here each and every time. In Turkey, the system keeps on changing. They say this, and then tomorrow they might change and actually say, no, it is done like this and this. So you must follow up using the right platforms, like your embassy, taking information from the embassy, and also doing your own research using Google. Okay, or using friends who have gotten married already. Now, like I said, remember, there must be some expenses that you're gonna be actually, you have to bear in mind. Like, for example, the wedding, it's gonna cost you money. The license, the application to get married, it's gonna cost you money, around $100 to $200. I'm not sure right now. The price keeps on changing because of the dollar going up and the lira going down. Okay, and also you're gonna be translating. You're gonna be translating the documents from English to Turkish, or depending on the language that you are using, and it's gonna cost around $50 to $100 there. I'm not sure. And also something else, you're gonna be required to pay during the application for wedding. Okay, at the civil marriage, there are some fees that you're gonna be required to pay. I mean, like the legal representations or legal documents. Especially if you are Kenyan, there are some documents that you're gonna be required to obtain, like the no impediment to marriage. That certificate, before, or when I was doing my wedding, it costed around $100 there. That is around 10,000 Kenyan shillings, just to get the certificate only. And remember, to get that certificate, it is another hassle. You have to, if you are already in Turkey, you have to make sure that you are sending your documents and your spouse documents. And also you have to make sure that you are filling application to apply that document or that certificate, and you can get the information from the embassy, because it is the one who's gonna give you the right document or the right form to fill and actually send to Kenya. and then after 1 or 2 months you're gonna get your no to impediment marriage certificate, and then you can proceed with the marriage here in Turkey. Without that one, you cannot do anything. Even if you have the resident permit without the no impediment to marriage certificate, you cannot do anything, because it is a must you have those documents. And also, like I said, just without not forgetting, remember, if you are thinking like you can, just to clarify or to conclude, if you're thinking maybe you can come here like on a touristic visa, which is only valid for 3 months, and sometimes depending on your situation it might be less than that, maybe for 1 month, maybe for a few weeks, okay, you cannot, because for you to get married legally here in Turkey, you have to at least stay here for almost 6 months. Okay, so that you will come on a touristic visa and then get married and then go, it won't happen. Okay, you have to make sure that you at least, you as a foreigner, you have stayed here at least for 6 months. Okay, so I think I have answered your question, and just to let you know, work on your resident permit before doing anything legal or legally. Otherwise, without that one, you cannot proceed with anything here in Turkey. And as you know, language is a barrier. You have to make sure that you are working together with your spouse or your boyfriend to help you out, because everywhere you go, in every office, they speak Turkish, not English. Okay, so I hope you have enjoyed this video. If you have any more questions we can discuss, you can bring them over, and I'm gonna go ahead and take care of my little girl here. Until next time again, I'll see you. Bye. Can you say bye? Can you say bye? She want to sleep maybe. Mustafa, what are you doing? Bye bye. Mustafa, say bye bye. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Ejin, say bye bye. The Krishna. Bye bye. Bye bye. She doesn't want anything.